So let's see here. Oh man, just to step away from anime for a minute. Christmas movies. I actually watched Christmas movies this year.
Nice.
Did you watch White Christmas?
No, I
Like
don't
the
hate
original
myself.
Christmas movie.
No.
Have you ever watched White Christmas?
No.
You should. It's
No.
worth it. No, it's worth it. I'm telling you, it's worth it.
I'm not going to watch anything that Christmassy.
Oh, come on. Okay. All right.
watched-
I'm not saying.
Lanky, I also watched 3 Christmas movies. I watched, are you ready?
Yes.
I watched Mickey's Christmas Carol.
Okay, it's good.
It's
Yeah.
only technically a movie. It's like just under 30 minutes long.
Yeah, I say it's real fast. Yeah.
I'm just imagining it's like a flip book with someone making voices instead.
I watched Muppet Christmas Carol, which is
That is amazing.
by far the best Christmas Carol adaptation that has ever or will ever exist.
Agreed.
And see, Clues is backing me up.
Yep.
That's fair.
And then I watched Home Alone
Eh.
because I just wanted to. And that was where
Isn't
I
that the
stopped with
prequel to
Christmas
The
movies.
Purge?
Do what?
Isn't Home Alone the prequel to The Purge?
I think, well, it's one of the sequels to The Purge.
I really just want Macaulay Culkin to do a Purge movie.
Pretty sure 2020 was a
Kevin
prequel to The
McAllister.
Purge.
I want him to be like adult him, using the same nonsense he used as a kid to prevent people from getting into his house and killing him for 90 minutes.
All right.
That's what I want.
For all we know, that happened this year.
But yeah, and I watched it because of as Pinball keeps pointing out in the chat, Movies with Mikey and Folding Ideas did a pair of movies this year, a pair of videos this season about Mikey's was about quantifying how Christmas a movie is. Have you seen this, either of you? They were
Watched them both yesterday or the day before. Yeah.
They were both brilliant videos.
Are they charted like Mega Kringles or something? Like, how do you keep track of how Christmas a movie is?
He had a mathematical scale. He had 3 different things that were rated 1 to 20, and then 4 different yes or no, 10 points or 0 points scales.
Okay.
And yeah, and he watched an assload of Christmassy movies and ranked them. And yeah, what is and isn't Christmassy is quite surprising based on Mikey's scale.
Okay.
Yep. It's good. You should watch them.
But I watched Home Alone because of that, because I had forgotten. Yeah. I'd forgotten how much I enjoyed it, because like I feel for poor Kevin, who, you know, was just a helpless stupid kid, and because he's a helpless stupid kid, his entire family is a jerk to him. I felt for him. My entire family wasn't a jerk to me, but when I was younger, I had a whole lot of extended family members, like when we would go to Nana's and whatnot, who would pick on me because I was a helpless stupid kid and didn't know what to do. And so Mom would like, here, have a sandwich. I'm like, oh yeah, a sandwich. I didn't say, hey Mom, fix me a sandwich. Mom would just have a sandwich and give it to me. And they're like, and I got picked on a lot for, you know, for that sort of thing. And now look, I live alone, and Mom only feeds me like twice a week.
Hey,
But
still getting sandwich?
I had Mom leftovers earlier, actually, for dinner. But yeah, like, the parents are terrible in that movie. Well, sorry, the adults are all terrible in that movie.
Yeah.
But like, the way, not because they left Kevin at home, because that was all set up perfectly and makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
But before that, I was like, I watched that entire first part like this. And then it weirded me out. I'd never paid attention, but the whole, like, thing that everyone remembers Home Alone for is only the last 30 minutes of the movie.
Yes. Act 3 is the point of each Home Alone movie.
I thought it was more than that, but it was like, with 28 minutes to go, it all got ramped up, and I went,
Yeah.
That includes credits. Damn.
I remember when I was a kid and Carol of the Bell starts playing in Home Alone 2. And I'm like, now we're to the movie. Because that's just they copy pasted the timeline of the first movie.
Yeah.
And I saw the second one in theaters. So I'm like sitting here in the movie theater and I'm like, I kind of need to pee. Oh, we're at the movie part now. We got to watch the movie. The movie's starting. We're going to do that now. But yeah. I did not watch the movies after Macaulay Culkin left. I know there were at least 2 more.
2 more?
I believe there were at least 2 more.
Oh. And yeah, okay, the old man, I forget his name with the shovel. He was the one exception to.
And then in the second movie, there's the bird lady who got a skit in SNL a week ago that you can watch later. It's special.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. So, yeah. And also, you should watch The Movies That Made Us, because it's got a Home Alone episode. Have either of you guys watched these?
No.
What about The Toys That Made Us?
Nope.
Okay, you're both disappointments.
I don't know what I'm made of. I just assume that I'm made of star stuff.
Yeah, it's not like I'm avoiding it. I just haven't seen them. Sorry.
Oh. So The Toys That Made Us is each episode is a documentary series, and each one is about an individual toy line and the story of it. And every one of those episodes was good, even if it's toys you don't care about, or I didn't care about. I didn't care about 3/4 of them, and I ate that shit up. And then The Movies That Made Us is a 4-part documentary series, and each one is a different movie. It's Dirty Dancing, Home Alone, Die Hard, and the 4th one. Every time I do this, I forget one, and it's a different one every time.
Well, then do it in half an hour and you'll get it.
Hang on.
But
Okay, we're looking this up because this is important.
All right.
Okay, Movies That Made Us, episodes, Dirty Dancing, Home Alone, Ghostbusters. There we go.
That's fair.
So that was good. And then they did the holiday movies that made us, which is 2 episodes. One is The Nightmare Before Christmas, and the other one is Elf.
Yeah.
And that it was all good. Anything that those people make is just good. So I highly recommend it. And also Home Alone and Die Hard are holiday movies too, so you could totally add those.
Feige's like, I touched a genre. I redefined the genre. Now Disney gives me a lot of money. Whatever it is.
So, speaking of watching things, can I bring up a thing that I watched and possibly ignite some controversy in the chat?
No.
But only possibly, we'll see. So I recently finally got around to
I like
watching
the way I said no, and he just ignores me and moves on, because that's what he's supposed to do.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I assume we do that for comedic effect. It's not funny, but it's why we do it. I recently finally got around to watching Hamilton.
I still haven't
have it.
And it's okay. It's fine. It's not like amazing or anything. There was so much hype surrounding it. So on the one hand, it couldn't possibly live up to that much hype. And secondly, it was fine. It was well done. The music's pretty good. The stagecraft is pretty good. The filming of it, they did a very nice job with that, but it's fine. The way I tried to describe it, because my wife and I spent some time after we watched it trying to figure out, why is it that everyone was so just jazzed about this thing? I feel like Hamilton is a musical for people who don't like musicals. Not for people who hate musicals. That's different. But for people who just didn't really care for musicals all that much, this was for them, right? It's fine. It's okay. That's what I
mostly remember Hamilton for being the thing that every TV show made a reference to over the course of 6 months. It just became the go-to, like, what are you going to do with your 3 wishes? Well, I'm going to get Hamilton tickets and then 2 things that make the plot happen. And, like, every TV show did that. And I got sick of it before I even had a chance to watch it. Because it's like that thing that Chewie does where he's like, I've heard everyone tell me I should watch this thing, so I'm not.
Yeah.
I still haven't watched Doctor Who.
Yeah. And, like, it's sort of hit that level with me. And then when they finally put it online to stream, I'm like, I don't really feel like it.
Yeah, that was us. I mean, we only watched it like 2 days ago. So
Isn't it like 3.5 hours long?
it is 2 hours and 24 minutes, I want to say, something
that
like
all?
that.
Oh, I thought it was way longer.
Yeah,
than that.
it's shy of 3 hours.
Okay.
Okay. That was one of the reasons I haven't watched this, because I thought it was long as hell. So,
So my other complaint about Hamilton, and this is going to sound weird, there are very few likable characters in Hamilton. They're all kind of jerks.
That sounds right.
But I mean, that's fair because they were all
totally
kind of
accurate.
jerks, right?
but were they all jellicle jerks? Or no, wait, hang on.
No,
musical.
I don't
Sorry.
think any of them were jellicle jerks.
Did they airbrush out all of the assholes in Hamilton? Or could you still see their faces?
Now, if you want to see an amazing musical start to finish, and unfortunately I don't think there's a film version of it, you'll have to wait until we can actually go to shows again. That's Come From Away. That is an amazing musical start to finish.
That is what I've heard from you and other people.
Yeah.
I don't watch a lot of musicals.
Now, what I don't know is if the reason that I find Come From Away so damned compelling is because I'm the right age for it. That if you're younger, if you were born after September 11th and you didn't live through that or weren't cognizant of what went on during that, I don't know that it will resonate with people as well. So so if anyone in the chat is young enough to not actually remember September 11th, but has seen Come From Away, I know that is a tiny slice we're going for here, but let me know.
Yeah, when it comes to musicals, I've seen the ones that were essentially pop culture albums that they came up with a movie around.
Okay.
Like, I mean, I've seen Moulin Rouge. I've seen Greatest Showman, which historically accurate, not at all. Characters, not great. Amazing soundtrack, still enjoyed that. Like I saw the epic crossover movie where Catwoman dies and leaves her kid to Wolverine, but Gladiator's hunting him down, and it's a problem. I saw that. That was great.
Clues. The clues just get it? Okay. Clues had a look of confusion for just a second there.
Yeah, I had to piece it together.
That's Les
Sorry about that.
Miserables for anyone who's trying to connect that.
Yeah.
The most recent Les Mis, or at least there's probably been more since then, but the big popular Les Mis. Like I saw that. Like I tend to see the ones that are musicals that either were already like established things that I'm just seeing because my friends want to see them, or are pop culture things that just pop out. But I don't usually watch musicals. The last theater musical thing that I actually went to was Avenue Q, which is still amazing, but that was like 12 years ago. So yeah. Yeah, I saw Little Shop of Horrors forever ago. I've seen likewise like Rocky Horror and a lot of other stuff like that too. I just don't usually go out of my way to watch whatever the current musical is. The only reason I even saw Greatest Showman is because one of my friends wanted to see it. Was like, let's go watch that movie, and I'm like, I have time.
I've never seen it, but I need to watch Patrick Williams' new video about it. It was like 45 minutes long, so I haven't watched it yet.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see. Other movies. I saw Abominable. I think that's what it's called. The recent animated film about a kid who finds a Yeti. That was fun. I enjoyed that movie. It didn't really do a whole lot of things to jump away from what you thought was going to happen, but it was a fun movie. That's the one that had various regions not happy about it because of one shot in the movie that had a map of China that did not define certain areas as Chinese territories, and some countries were upset. I don't remember if it was a case of it showing areas that aren't Chinese territories as if they were, or if it was because they're areas that it did the opposite for. I just know someone was upset. I don't know, but like the actual movie with the kids and the Yeti was fun. I enjoyed that part. I saw it streaming.
What was it
I
called?
didn't even realize there was an issue with it until later.
Oh, Abominable. Well, that's on Hulu too.
Yeah, I think that's where I saw it.
Wait, there's a Hulu too?
Yeah, it's like the first Hulu, but with a higher body count.
Yeah, Electric
Nice.
Boogaloo. The Squeakquel.
It also has ads.
Well, the Yeti Man is just adorable in that.
Yeah. They followed the time-honored tradition of taking a creature and then turning it into a puppy. It worked for How to Train Your Dragon. It worked here.
Yeah.
Just a big baby. Let's see, what else have I seen? I heard part of what I think was a BBC take on A Christmas Carol that happened like a year or two ago. My friend was watching it and I heard it in the background, and it was dark. It was more dark than I'm used to A Christmas Carol being. I think BBC Three might have had a hand in this one. I guess it was edited Netflix or something. I don't know. It sounded like a miniseries that ran as like an 8-hour movie, but it was pretty dark.
If you like A Christmas Carol, by the way, you should watch The Man Who Invented Christmas, which is about Charles Dickens writing A Christmas Carol.
Okay.
In 6 weeks. And it's more about like the creative process and how he poured himself into the story. But I watched it a year or so ago when it was on something and really liked it, and it's on Hulu now.
Okay. Neat.
But it's got Dan Stevens, no, not that one, that you know, Clues, as Charles Dickens, and Christopher Plummer plays Scrooge.
Oh, nice.
And occasionally, while he's trying to write, his characters, mainly Scrooge, will show up and start arguing with him. And it's just fun. Yeah.
Nice. What else have I seen? I feel like I've watched a lot of things since the last time we did this, and just too much to keep track of. I'm sure more things will randomly pop into my head. But
yeah, I've been watching a lot of stuff, but none of it sticks. That's why I have the movies and TV channel in the Discord, so I can just say, "Hey, I watched this. This is what I thought about it," and then it falls out of my brain.
yeah,
You guys remember I was watching Legend of Korra finally?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I finished season 2, and you were both like, "I think the season 3 is the best one." I said, "All right," and I never watched it.
That sounds like you.
Is that still the case?
Yeah. I've watched
like the 2 episodes in season 2 that were animated differently from everything else.
I've watched the first 2 episodes of season 3, and I was like, "Oh man, I can't wait to see where this goes." And I keep getting distracted by other stuff.
That's fair.
Bad at this game. Yeah. I watched some episodes of Designing Women. Does that count?
Maybe.
That was a good show.
I mean, you watched them.
I liked Designing Women. Oh, I finished Lucifer. Finally. After all this time. Turns out I only had like 3 episodes left. And we got to the end, and a thing happened at the very end, and I went, and like sat there with my jaw hanging open, going, and then I sent Amanda a text, and I went, "Oh my God, did you finish Lucifer?" She went, "Actually, no." I went, "Damn it, finish Lucifer! I gotta talk about this to somebody." She's like, "I don't even remember where I stopped," and I said, "Damn it!" And then a few days later, she's like, "I finished it. I only had 1 episode left." And I went, "You're worse than I am."
I've been sitting in that boat when it comes to, I listened to the audiobooks for the last 2 Dresden Files books that came out this year. I finally had time to just power through those things, and now it's like the waiting game of waiting for other people to read / listen to these books, because I can't talk about anything with anybody, and it's the first new Dresden books in like 5 years if you don't count the side things. So sitting patiently, sort of chilling. I downloaded the audiobooks for the Avatar Kyoshi stories for Airbender, but I haven't listened to them yet. They're next on my list.
I did not know that those were a thing.
Yeah, they've released 2 now. Avatar Kyoshi books, and they have Audible as well. So I'm going to be listening to those when I finish the current things I'm on. But yeah, looking forward to that. All I really know about the Kyoshi books are that the internet has been having trouble with the idea that Avatar Kyoshi is just harsh and to the point and absolutely willing to be like the grown-up Avatar who totally kills people. And I'm like, you have my attention. So I'm going to check that out when we get there. I listen to a lot of audiobooks. It's like really just like I've been so work busy all year that I'm just playing massive catch up on everything. And I don't know how much more I'm going to catch up on this week. I'm also trying to catch up on all the video games I've started for the last 6 years. So I'm trying to finish all that up.
Yeah.
Finally finished Kingdom Hearts 3. That only took a while.
A bunch of Magic people have been talking about Queen's Gambit, which immediately turned me off from ever watching Queen's Gambit.
That's. I saw parts of that. Similar to when I was talking about the BBC thing, one of my friends was watching Queen's Gambit, and so I wasn't really watching it, but I definitely heard bits of it while we were talking. And it felt a lot like watching people doing Magic tournaments and stuff. I mean, it's chess, but like a lot of the stuff that went into it seemed accurate. I could sympathize with a lot of stuff going on. It looked like it was well done.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I didn't actually sit down and watch
But
it.
it was the fact that the few Magic pros that I still follow were all jerking off over it that made me go, I will never watch this show.
That's fair.
I really need to stop following all Magic pros.
You'll probably be happier if you stop.
Yeah.
A lot of the drama stuff that I saw in it and the treatment of how like sort of the mindset that competitive gamers get into and contrasting that to like how tough it is to get into that stuff. Like, I don't know from personal experience, but just from having human empathy, I understand that, you know, women run into different challenges and it goes into a lot of that.
Oh, yeah.
Also age things and all that other kind of stuff. It seemed good.
I know it's not about chess. It just uses chess to tell its story. But again, because of the people that I saw that liked it, I just couldn't.
This reminds me, I have to show you the weirdest Christmas present I received this year and possibly ever in my life.
Now I'm excited.
So you guys can keep talking. I'll be right back. It's just over here.
All right.
Wow.
Hey,
buddy.
Hey.
Oh,
Serene Chaos has brought
Bill's
up
ass.
a good point about dark matter. Yeah,
Okay.
It was canceled before it should have been.
Yeah. This is the weird thing that my mom saw and thought it was sufficiently strange that I would enjoy it. I'm going to hold it up. I don't know if this is going to be focusable or not, but what I have here is the 2020 Battle for the White House chess set. Now, let me read to you the pieces from the back of this box, since I know there's no way that this is legible on the stream. On the Republican side, because these are Democrats and Republican teams, the pawn is an elephant.
Of course.
The rooks are Bush and Cheney, and they're little figures of them. The knights are McCarthy and McConnell riding elephants.
Oh, God. Just kill me.
The bishops are Roberts and Kavanaugh. The queen is Pence, and the king is Trump. Okay?
Wow.
On the Democratic side, the pawns are donkeys. The rooks are Biden and Obama.
What?
remember that. The knights are Pelosi and Schumer riding donkeys.
Of course.
The bishops are Sonia Sotomayor and Ruth Bader Ginsburg standing in front of flags.
Of course.
And the king and queen are placeholder podiums because this was made before they knew who was going to win. Which is why Joe Biden is Rook and not the king. And there's a little note on the back that says that I could order. You can't read that, but it says that I can order the final nominee pieces online after October 1st, 2020.
I'm going to need you to do that.
Presumably, I can now order a King Biden to go with my Rook Biden in case I ever feel the need to play chess with the 2020 Democratic and Republican parties.
So the question is, when you order it, do they send you a new Rook? Like to replace?
I don't know. I didn't look.
That's why I need you to find out. What's the website? I need the website.
I haven't opened the box to find out.
Oh, okay.
But it's just such a strange thing to exist. I think that's why I got it. I don't think my mom was like, you're going to play chess with this. I think she was like, this is a strange and unique thing that should never have existed. It's a fun Christmas gift. And I think she's right.
Guys,
yeah.
It's complete2020.com.
Excellent.
You can get your Biden and Harris king and queen.
Does it replace the Rook?
Doesn't look like it.
Excellent. So the most important thing that you have to understand is that when I finally open this, I'm going to have a little presidential podium and like 50 anime figures. So that's happening.
So the silver Biden and Harris are $10 plus $5 shipping and handling. The gold are $13 plus $5 shipping and handling.
I think I'm just going to put anime figures on it. I get to pick the president. That's democracy.
Wait. Do we know anyone with a 3D printer?
I mean, I'm sure I do. No, what's going to happen is I'm going to go to Hero Forge and I'm going to order a thing and I'm going to customize it and it's going to be ridiculous.
Because we can make this anything, right?
We have total control over this chess set.
It's about the only thing we have total control over.
Oh, God.
But yeah, I think I might just Hero Forge up some nonsense and just put it in the box for later. And then never, ever play this because I don't play chess.
You know what? I see why your mom got it for you, though.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's fundamentally hilarious. And it means that I have, like, an actual figure of Mitch McConnell riding an elephant directly into George W. Bush.
Oh, God. Serene Chaos asked a question a few minutes ago that I must endorse. Why does this exist, and will it die if we used fire?
I don't know. I have a feeling that if I were to burn it like a Ouija board, it would burn green, and I don't want to inhale it. By the way, if you've never burned a Ouija board, they burn green. I know this from firsthand experience.
That's not creepy at all.
All right.
One of my friends was gifted a Ouija board, but she's kind of new agey and terrified of it. So she had it in the trunk of her car because she didn't want to bring it into her home. And we went to a friend's wedding reception, which in the South means that outside and giant fire pit. So she's like, I can get rid of that thing right now. So she went out to her car. She got the Ouija board. She chucked it in there and boom, green fire. It looked like Are You Afraid of the Dark nonsense. I'm pretty sure it's just whatever they use to put the sealant on it, but I don't care. It was cool.
So
neat.
Amanda, I'm going to guess that means you don't have a Ouija board, right? Because New Age hippie people are apparently afraid of them.
It could just be my friend. Full acknowledgement that my friend is not typical of anything, as are most of my friends, like these two.
Is it a Wega board? A Wega board? A Ouija board? Have you seen that? You guys remember the Am I Pargent? Am I pregnant? Yeah. Pregnant? They did another one with Ouija boards.
Oh, I haven't seen the Ouija board one.
I forever associate it with just that picture of Luigi with that weird look on his face.
Yep. That is the appropriate one.
Yeah. I don't think I could bring myself to burn a Waluigi board.
Ouija board?
Oh, chat. Have you guys seen the videos and promo stuff of the Universal Studios Nintendo Park yet?
Oh, I added that to my watch later, but never actually went back to my watch later to watch later.
It's really neat. Like when they built Mushroom Kingdom, and when you go in through a warp pipe, and they give you like a little watch thing. And when you go up to like blocks, you can pop it on the bottom of it, and it keeps track of the coins for you. And you can interact with all kinds of parts of this park. Yeah, it's in Universal Studios Osaka, but they're going to release it in other countries when they can too. But Miyamoto does a tour of it, and it's really cool. So if you're looking for something to Google, it's a fun way to spend 15 minutes on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's also got the weird twist of one of the restaurants is like Toad's Cafe, and pretty much everything on the menu has mushrooms in it. So let's think about that. Special.
Ooh. Oh, having mushrooms in it. That reminds me. I watched, oh God, what was it called? Was it Have a Good Trip? Adventures in Psychedelics on Netflix, which is an hour and 26 minutes, and it's about psychedelics. And it's got a bunch of celebrities talking about their experiences with psychedelics and various other things. And it is trippy, as you'd expect. But yeah, it was good. I highly recommend it if you're into acid or not, which I'm not, and I still thoroughly enjoyed it. I would probably have enjoyed it more if I, and they're not all positive stories, believe it or not. Ben Stiller's story is a goddamn nightmare.
I believe this.
But everyone else's is either bizarre or weirdly uplifting, or just so out there that you're like, what? So yeah, I highly recommend it. Have a nice trip, or have a good trip. Adventures in Psychedelics on Netflix.
Huh. Yeah. Let's see what else. If anyone out there was following the Team 4-Star FF7 Machina Bridge, they finally finished it. So you can watch the entirety of Final Fantasy VII as done by the Team 4-Star people, start to finish. It's like 8 hours long if you add it all up. But I found it very entertaining and satisfying. So that wrapped up, I think, a week before Christmas or something. What else have I been watching? I don't know. Obviously, I, like the entire rest of the internet, saw the rollout of the new Smash Brothers character. So that was a thing for like a week.
Which one? Oh, Sephiroth. Duh.
Yeah. Just the fun of watching all of the follow-up internet videos of Kirby Sephiroth destroying people has been satisfying.
Yeah, or Kirby walking up and going, "Hi!" and Sephiroth going, "That thing terrifies me."
Yeah.
I saw a couple of comics along those lines on Twitter, and it made me exceedingly happy.
Yeah. Earlier today, I saw a video of Sephiroth playing basketball with Kirby, and it was adorable. So, that was fun.